First things first, when you're writing chemical formulas of compounds, what you want to know is the symbols of your elements and also the valency number of your elements. Now, in our previous video titled Element, Compound and Mixtures, we talked about elements, we talked about the rules for writing symbols, and we also talked about tricks on learning valency of our elements. If you are yet to watch that video, kindly check it out on my channel. It is titled Elements, Compound and Mixtures under elements and their valency. Okay, so but that said, once you know how to write symbols and you know the valency numbers of your elements, it becomes very easy to write the formula of your chemical compounds. Remember, we said a compound is the combination of two or more elements chemically joined together. So we're going to be taking some examples on compound names and the formulas and how to derive the formulas of these compounds. So number one example, we're going to take sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Okay, now we all know that sodium has a symbol of Na, and chloride, which is chlorine, has a symbol of Cl. Okay, so sodium has a valency of +1. If you check out the previous video, we learned that elements in group 1 have a valency of 1, and because sodium belongs to group 1, it has a valency of +1. So sodium has a valency of +1, and chlorine, which is a halogen and belongs to group 7, has a valency of -1. So take note, elements in group 7, which are your halogens, have a valency of -1. Now what you want to do is that you're going to swap valencies between the two elements. So the valency of chlorine goes to sodium and the valency of sodium goes to chlorine. Okay, so what it is Na1Cl1. Forget about the plus and minus sign. Now in chemistry, take note, we do not write 1. So we do not write 1 in chemistry, and because we do not write 1 in chemistry, the chemical formula for sodium chloride becomes NaCl. Easy, right? So that's number one example. So we'll take number 2 example. So let's take magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride. Okay, so magnesium chloride. Magnesium has a symbol of Mg, and chloride, which is chlorine, has a symbol of Cl. Okay, now magnesium has a valency of 2, that is +2, because magnesium belongs to group 2 in the periodic table, and because it belongs to group 2, it has a valency of +2. Remember, we said that valency is the combining power of an element. Okay, so magnesium has a valency of +2 and chlorine has a valency of what? -1. Remember, I said we want to swap valencies. That is to say, the valency of magnesium will go to chlorine and the valency of chlorine will go to magnesium. So you will have it as so. So we will have Mg1Cl2. Now remember, I told you that we do not write 1 in chemistry, and because we do not write 1 in chemistry, it becomes MgCl2. So the formula for magnesium chloride is MgCl2. I hope you understand. So let's take another example. Number 3. So let's take hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide. Now hydrogen has a symbol of H, and sulfide is sulfur. Okay, symbol of S. Now hydrogen has a +1 charge. Okay, so take note, hydrogen has what? A +1 charge. And sulfide or sulfur has a charge of -2 because it belongs to group 6. Elements in group 6 have a valency of what? -2. So remember, I said I'm going to be swapping valencies. So the 2 of sulfur will go to hydrogen and the 1 of hydrogen will come to sulfur. Remember, we do not write 1 in chemistry, so our formula will be H2S. Simple, right? So we're going to take another example, which is going to be our number 4. In my opinion, I would prefer if you pause this video attempt it on your own and then play to see if you got it right. Okay, so that said, number 4, we're going to take hydrogen fluoride. Okay, hydrogen fluoride. Now, hydrogen, as I earlier said, has a valency of what? +1. And fluoride, which is your fluorine, has a valency of -1. Because why? Fluorine is also a halogen like chlorine, and elements in group 7, which are your halogens, have a valency of -1. So take note of that. So they are going to swap valencies. So it's going to be H1, F1. We don't write 1 in chemistry, so our formula for hydrogen fluoride is HF. Very simple. Okay, so we're going to take another example, which is going to be our example 5. So number 5 example, we want to take aluminium fluoride. Okay, so aluminium fluoride. How do we write the formula for aluminium fluoride? Now, aluminium has a symbol of Al, and fluoride, which is our fluorine, has a symbol of F. Now, aluminium belongs to group 3 in the periodic table, and because it belongs to group 3 in the periodic table, aluminium has a valency of +3. And fluorine, which we earlier said, is a halogen, and because it's a halogen, it has a valency of -1. So as I said earlier, they're going to swap valencies. When they swap valencies, aluminium takes 1 and fluorine takes the 3 of aluminium. As I earlier communicated, we do not write 1 in chemistry, so the formula for aluminium fluoride is AlF3. I hope you understand. So I'm going to take the last example for this lesson, which is going to be number 6. Please attempt them on your own and then play the video to see if you got it right. So we're going to take calcium oxide. Okay, calcium oxide. So calcium has a symbol of what? Ca. And oxide, which is our oxygen, has a symbol of O. Now, calcium has a valency of +2 because it belongs to group 2 on the periodic table. And oxygen has a valency of -2 because it belongs to group 6 in the periodic table. Please, if you are yet to check out that video on valencies and easy ways of memorizing valencies, check that out in my channel. It is titled Elements, Compounds and Mixtures, under the subtopic Elements, Symbols and their Valencies. Okay, so because they have 2, we're going to swap valencies as usual. So obviously to be Ca2O2. Now, if you look at this compound, 2 can break down 2. So 2 here 1, 2 here 1. So our formula for calcium oxide is Ca1O1. But remember, I said that in chemistry we do not write 1. So our formula is simply CaO. So you may ask, why did we need to divide 2 by 2? It's because we are aiming to break down the numbers into the simplest ratio. Okay, so simplest ratio, and 2 can definitely break down 2. So that is what we did. We ought to break down the numbers to the simplest ratio where possible. So for example, if you are given an element that has valencies of 3 and 6, of course you know that 3 can enter into 6. 3 here would have been 1 and 3 here would have been 2. This would be the lowest ratio. Okay, so always break down the numbers into the lowest ratio where possible. So that said, we're going to be ending this lesson here. In our next class, we're going to be learning much more complex compounds and how to write their formulas. So to the next class, I remain your tutor, Ogenetiji Omamogo. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Also, if this lesson has been helpful to you, if it's more, if you have been able to understand how to write formulas of compounds, please also let me know in the comment section below. With that,